third one of the concept related to 7 C's of effective communication is consideration. Consideration means to consider the receiver's interest or intention. It is very important in effective communication. While writing a message, you should always keep in your mind the target of the group or the purpose, their interest, their ideas, their motivation, their inspiration should be kept in the mind in order to convey the message. Consideration is very important C among all 7 C's, because here you can use the passion, emotion, feelings of the audience or the target people. All the business is done through passion and emotion and good feel. So you have to be very considerate about it. Is not you who matters the most, rather the participant or the individuals where you intend to convey your message to. So their ideas should be important. So focus on we instead of I, because I is more of egocentric, we is more of inclusive. Show the audience benefit instead of and interest to the receiver instead of your profit or your problem or your issue. So emphasize on the pleasant and positive facts. Avoid what should be avoided. Write a message in some such reader should be benefit from that particular message instead of your own benefit. So attitude should be showing that how they are going to benefit from it. Reader may react positively when your benefit are shown to them, and then avoid interest and address their needs and wants. Also avoid your own wants and the need. Then show the readers about what has been done so far for his or her query is concerned. So readers should be first, receivers should be word first, and their message should be conveyed to them in a very effective manner to show them that there are more important, or the customer is always first, customer is always important, should be related to that particular concept of consideration. Fourth one is concreteness. Concreteness, as you could see, that concrete means be specific instead of general. Misunderstanding through words could create problem for both parties, for the senders and the receivers. So when you talk about to the receivers, to your seniors, always use facts and figures instead of generic and irrelevant information, because nobody likes irrelevant information. Only facts, only data that has some kind of the value should be used. So we can use to the point, specific, hardcore facts, some kind of data which is in the form of quantitative or which in the form of the statistical percentages would be better. So you can also use very professional jargon or register or vocabulary such as utilize could be better instead of use, or terminate could be more efficient instead of using end. Then you can use the concrete words, such as the example before you is of the difference between general and concrete. So police file is very good program and stood first in the rating. So it is very opinionated type of concept. It could be very concrete. Police file rating last week's episode are 8.1 in IMDb rating. It stood first in rating. So here you could be very specific. You could be about, you could tell us about the last week's episode, and you could also tell us about its rating. So always write on very solid grounds. So definitely it could create good image for your company if the message is concrete, if the message is having some kind of facts and figure and the data in it. Clarity is the fifth one. Clarity is related to your purpose. So if your purpose or aim or destination is very clear, then the thought could also be very much clear. In effective communication, the message should be very clear so that the reader can understand it easily. You should always choose precise, familiar, and easy words. Construct effective sentences and paragraph. For example, more familiar words like after, less familiar word subsequent, more familiar would be home, less familiar would be domicile, more familiar would be invoice, less familiar would be statement of payments. So you should use more familiar words so that the audience or the receiver should not be stuck in the kind of confusion in order for the understanding of the message. Rather, they should be having much clarity of the ideas or the concepts. So, some familiar words should be utilized, less familiar words should be avoided. Sixth one out of the seven C's is courtesy. Knowing your audience allows you to use the statement of courtesy. Beware of your message that is transacted or that is transmitted to the receiver. True courtesy involves being aware not only of the perspective of the others but also of their feeling. So feelings are very important. It is not just to uh, show politeness with automatic placing of please, thank you, warm regards, feel indebted, oblige, if you could do it, please, if you could kindly do it. People like to listen to polite type of communication. People don't like the aggressive type of messages or the messages that show kind of aggression or show kind of imperative sentences like do it, go out, come in. People don't like these kind of tone which is in a form of order. People rather like courtesy, and they like the manners that are socially accepted, and the manner which are or the concept which are face saving acts, which are not face threatening, where the threatening attitude is not engaged or involved. Rather, people engage or like face saving act where all the manners of civilization are taken into consideration. Courteous communication generates a special tone in their writing and speaking, and their tone is appreciated and liked by the other people. How to generate a courteous tone? The following suggestions are there that could be utilized. Be sincerely tactful, thoughtful, and appreciative. Use expressions that show respect for the other. Choose fair expressions. Be sincerely tactful and thoughtful and appreciative. Though few people are intentionally hasty or blunt, these negative traits are common cause of discourtesy. Avoid expressions like those in the left hand column and rephrase them to show the column that are shown in the right hand column, such as see stupid letter, I can't understand. Rather, this can be rephrased, I should understand it, as there is no confusing word in this letter. Could you please explain it once again? So, this kind of tone would create a very pleasant and very alluring effect upon the audience, and when they hear it, then definitely they tend to be very humble and polite and more considerate towards you. Otherwise, it is going to create problem. It is your fault. You did it properly. Read message, read my email, you didn't read it properly. So when you are just going to blame the people, then definitely you are going to create problem for your own self. For and your message would not be received, and no one would like to hear this kind of tone, and that particular tone is not welcoming. You can use sometimes my wording is not precise. Let me and try to say it again. So, if you could use this type of positive wording, that could be very positive. From this, if you could remember Mirza Asadullah Khan Ghalib's one poem that is हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है तुम ही कहो कि ये अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है चिपक रहा है बदन पे लहू से पैरहन हमारी जेब को अब हाजते रफू क्या है जला है जिस्म जहां दिल भी जल गया होगा कुरेदते हो जो अब राख जुस्तजू क्या है रगों में दौड़ते फिरने के हम नहीं कायल जब आंख ही से न टपका तो फिर लहू क्या है रही न ताकत गुफ्तार और अगर हो भी तो किस उम्मीद पे कहिए कि आरज़ू क्या है हु- हुआ है शह का मसाहिब फिरे है इतराता वगरना शहर में गालिब की आबरू क्या है सो द फर्स्ट वर्स हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है तुम ही कहो कि ये अंदाज गुफ्तगू क्या है nobody likes तू तड़ाक or this type of attitude. Rather, people like to be appreciated, and people like thoughtfulness. Writers who send pleasant, courteous, and well deserved congratulations and appreciation, and then to the people who are inside their offices and people who are outside the company, they help in building goodwill, and that goodwill is all you need for the business to flourish. The value of the goodwill or the public esteem is for the firm is priceless. It is the image that does the magic. But if the image is not properly built, then the magic is ruined. Last one would be correctness. Correctness is extremely important. Correct message should be sent to the individual, to the companies, with the proper grammar, with correct spelling, and the message will be perfectly and grammatically and mechanically correct. The term correctness are applied to the business and the message. That means three characteristics: use right level of language, check for the accuracy of the figures, facts, and the words, and maintain acceptable writing mechanics or the format that is given to you. So there are these levels of formal, informal, substandard. Take a quick guess what kind of writing is associated with each level, what type of style do you use. Formal writing is often associated with top level government agreements, academic writing, legal documents, and other material where formality or formally is demanded. Language is very formal, sophisticated, efficient, and sublime type of words or vocabulary is utilized. Informal is characteristic of is more characteristics of business writing. Here you use that are short, well known, or very conventional sort of words. So formal words participate, informal join, formal would be attempt, informal try, and then determine is formal, less determine find out is informal, utilize is formal, uses informal, interrogate is formal, and question is informal. Substandard word or the language should be avoided. We will talk about these in more you could see in academic communication or academic writing. We would talk about that how ain't or isn't they are different, and how more acceptable is can hardly, and these types of communication. Facts and figure in we should check all these, the facts and the figure, as far as communication is concerned. Be precise and true facts and figures so that later on embarrassment should be avoided. So our goal of precise should be as precise, and the checking, double checking should be done, double checking to ensure all the things that are available. So a good check of your data is to have another person read and comment on the availability or the validity of that particular material. So we should use more acceptable words instead of using confusing words in order to convey all the messages. So here in this type of communication, we have to double check for all the language error, for all the concepts that are there, which should be able to communicate, or we should be able to convey the message in a very correct manner. So in this session, today's session, we talked about 7 C's of communication. First one was completeness, second one was conciseness, third one was consideration, fourth one was concreteness, fifth one was clarity, sixth one courtesy, and seventh one as correctness. So in this session, we talked about 7 C's of communication. Hopefully, you are able to understand the message properly. But even if so, if you feel that I am unable to convey the message or any idea in a way you didn't like it, so you could convey, you could write it in the section below, which is comment section, and hopefully I would repeat, or I would you could see, use all those queries and all those confusions, I would be able to address them. So thank you for your patience and participation and listening to this level. So stay tuned and stay happy and healthy, and make others people as happy and convenient. So Jazakallah.